This is the PC Engine Files. I am your host, Mr. MegaManFan, and this is Barunba. Barunba? Awimaway. I don't know how you say the damn thing, but it's a shooter developed by Namco and Zap Corporation for PC Engine, which came out in 1990. I managed to find two different entries on this particular game when I looked it up. One was the Video Game Den, and the other was pcengine.co.uk. I think Video Game Den was slightly more descriptive, so I'll start there. It is a game where the evil Dr. Doparu has plans of world domination, and his army of robots brings terror, destruction, and mayhem everywhere they go. The anti-gravity ship is sent to stop the massive threat and restore peace to the region. Well, isn't that always the goal? The globe-shaped fighter comes equipped with an unusual weapon, a rotating ring mounted around the ship, giving the player the peculiar ability to shoot in any direction. The first button rotates the ring clockwise, while the run button rotates it anti-clockwise, and it's also equipped with a lethal arsenal of weapons, including a Vulcan gun, napalm bombs, and a shield beam. That is all of the weapons you're picking up when you hit these enemies colored red. They're the ones that drop capsules. So you pick them up, you shoot the enemies, you scroll through the level. It's pretty traditional as far as shoot 'em ups on the PC Engine go, aside from the fact that you're using this mounted gun that rotates in any direction. And, well, it's not great. Now, if this was a game released in the late 2000s, early 2010s, it would obviously look better graphically. That's not the issue that I have here. This is the kind of game that would be better if it was a twin-stick shooter. By that I mean one for moving your ship and one for shooting your gun. If it was done in that style, where I didn't have to use one of the buttons on the control pad to move clockwise or counterclockwise, it would be so much easier to play. But deaths come frequently here, and that's because you have no extra lives. When you collect those things that say life, they just add to your life bar. They don't give you an extra life. So not only is that confusing, it's irritating because once your life bar goes down, that's it. Game over, man. So you've got a difficult way to control your weapon, a difficult style of shooter because it scrolls both horizontally and vertically. The enemies are a little bit on the boring side. Why am I shooting ducks and crabs? That doesn't seem like nefarious robots from Dr. Doparu. That just seems like ducks and crabs. And then it's just frustrating because it's so difficult to control which direction you're shooting while at the same time maneuvering around the enemies and obstacles and the enemy fire. And the lack of extra lives is the icing on the shit sundae cake here. It's terrible. Well, maybe not terrible, just not a lot of fun. I like shoot 'em ups plenty good, and there are a lot of them on PC Engine, so there's no shortage of them to cover here, but Barunba, Awimaway, I just don't know what to say away because I can't recommend this one, even though it's one of the more inexpensive PC Engine games that you can get. Goes for about $9 loose, 15 complete. If you're looking for a really gem minty copy, there are sellers out there with sponsored listings that'll give you one in perfect immaculate condition for 50 or 60 bucks. But if you're buying a used game and you're buying a shooter for PC Engine and you're going to play it on your PC Engine that you've modded, or you're going to use a card converter for TurboGrafx or whatever, I don't know that you need a minty gem copy. You would only need that if you were going to keep it sealed and possibly even get it graded and all that bullshit. I personally don't see the need for that for a game like this, so Even if you got just the loose card without the case and manual, I think you'd be okay with that. But would you really want to? I mean, yeah, if you need more PC Engine games to play, it's definitely one of the cheaper ones that's out there, probably because it's not in much demand, because it's hard and it's kind of boring. So maybe if you just need more games to play, this would be one to pick up. And speaking of picking up, you do kind of pick up the play style over repeated tries, but that's going to be if you can maintain your interest long enough to get to that point. I'm not sure you can, would, or even should when there are so many better shooters available. As you can see, I just kind of got frustrated here and decided to hold down my auto fire and my clockwise rotation at the same time until I died. This is the kind of game that inspires shit behavior where you just purposefully fuck around and kill yourself, because you get to that point where you're like, what am I doing here? I remember that actually happened to me once during Screen Cheat, where I was playing with my friends Chris and Antonio, and at one point I got totally confused as to where I was, let alone where my opponents were, which is the point of Screen Cheat, I admit, but I felt so hopeless at that moment that I just said, fuck it, and started spinning the camera around in all directions and spinning my character around in all directions. So I was already disorientated and confused, so why not make the screen go crazy at the same time to match my inner confusion with what I was seeing externally? This is that kind of game where you're just going to want to eventually fuck up on purpose because you're left little other choice. You get frustrated, you get bored, and then you just start screwing around. I can offer one helpful tip for this game, thanks to the PC Engine software library at pcengine.co.uk. You can push up and run on the game over screen to continue from the beginning of a level. And since I never got past this first level, what else can I say? I mean, I'd just be starting over in the same place. It's always these falling rocks that doom me. I even tried stacking up my remaining life health bar to try to get through it and then just avoid the asteroids, and I couldn't even do it at that. So this is where I just absolutely said, fuck it, I'm done. But as always, thanks for watching.